The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is finally here. The long-awaited sequel to 2017's Breath of the Wild that redefined player expectations for the franchise as a whole, as well as open-world games in general. I went in expecting a by-the-numbers sequel, ready to be disappointed. I mean, a reused map? More samey shrines and Koroks? The same towns? My initial impression was not great, but one of the most difficult things for a streamer to do is admit they were flat out wrong. And I could not have been more wrong about Tears of the Kingdom. Given that this is Phant's fantastical Year of Phast, it may be a bit odd that I ended up choosing not to do a speedrun of Tears of the Kingdom this month. I was so blown away by all of the new mechanics and variety of things I could do that I made the decision to just enjoy my time with the game and then talk about my thoughts and experiences with you all. I will give you a warning that this video is going to cover topics from the beginning throughout the end of the game, and by extension, be very spoilery, so consider yourself warned. Before I get into the details of my playthrough, I want to give you a precursor about the very specific ways that I approach open-world games. Largely due to my experience in several previous games in this style I have played, my default assumption going in is that the main quest line is going to be quite short. As a result, I will typically avoid doing main quest lines as long as I possibly can. Once I have completed all the main quests in a game, I quickly lose a lot of motivation to continue on, so I front-load my playthroughs, exploring and doing what I think would be fun, and Tears of the Kingdom would not stop distracting me with things to do. Right out of the gates on Tutorial Island, I got a taste of what this playthrough would be like. A clear objective is given. Go to the shrines, get the abilities. And there is a very clear first shrine the game wants the player to go to. I did intend to head that way, but got distracted by these railways that appeared everywhere and was just curious if I could walk across them, and went and tried. Is this a grind rail? When did we start playing Sonic? Oh. Well, you could. I can't ever turn off my speedrunner brain, so I'm always thinking of what could potentially be possible and keep poking at it until I am convinced it is not, or that it'd be too much effort to explore the option further. The thing is, in Tears of the Kingdom, a lot is possible, and rarely did I ever encounter an obstacle I outright couldn't get past. Being cut off from the first shrine, essentially, and not wanting to go back up the rail, I just kept going. Anytime I encountered an obstacle, I was convinced I could definitely get past it. Getting across the lake required some stamina food, but everything else was clearly doable. Rounding out the tutorial area, I started experimenting with the Ascend ability, thinking that, oh, I'm only going to be able to use this in designated spots, so it won't be that interesting. Instead, I was blown away that you could basically use Ascent anywhere, bypassing entire areas and puzzles. Wait, what? Wait, where the hell? What? Yo, I found it! It really felt like cheating, but that is kind of the whole point and an important design feature in the game. Nintendo constructed a world that encourages creativity and gave the player incredibly powerful tools and just trusted that their game was constructed well enough to handle it. Nintendo developers did a presentation at GDC near the release of Breath of the Wild and talked about this feeling, and it was very much an intentional choice.
We've filled every corner of the game world with these sets of situations and goals. And of course, we've envisioned correct ways to solve each of them. But that's not to say we want the player to search for and find those correct answers. Instead, we want them to have fun thinking up and trying solutions on their own.
Every scenario has multiple solutions, some simple, some complex, but many times they make the player feel smart for coming up with a novel way to reach an area. Yeah, I could have ascended through the floors, but hey, I didn't think about it at the time, and I found out a use for recall that would get a significant amount of use later. The tutorial was finally complete. The world was open. I, of course, immediately turned around and headed in the opposite direction I was supposed to go, incorrectly assuming that this game was structured just like Breath of the Wild, and that I had already gained all the tools the game was going to give me after leaving the starting area. I thought I could just handle the main quest later. In Breath of the Wild, I did the west side of the map first, starting with the northwest region and working my way down to the desert. I initially headed that way, but decided instead to go to the Hateno and Kakariko area, which I did last in my playthrough. One of the shrines I encountered very clearly implied I was missing something. I assumed some sort of Zonai device to cross this seemingly impossible gap. But Tears of the Kingdom gives so many tools to the player that I was convinced there was some way to complete this shrine with my current toolset. And it turns out there was. Go right here. Oh, yes! Yes! Heck you! Get out of here, shrine! Let's go, we nailed it! Haha! The game continued to constantly distract me, and Kakariko was no different as I tried to go into the ring ruins, and eventually found a giant hole in the ground that I obviously had to jump into. Oh, whoa! What the hell? Oh! Not happy with splatting on the bottom of the cave, I spent a decent amount of time trying to figure out just how to get down there with nothing but a few tree logs and a balloon. And that is where I learned how broken Recall truly was. Yo! We're down! A huge dark area, not much information on exactly where I was. I decided to just press on. It's tough to describe the wonder I had on this first trip to the depths. I spent about 5 hours in here before leaving, and it seemed like there was just so much stuff to go find. Including this flux construct too. I don't know where number 1 went, but this was the first boss I tackled in the game. Yes! One thing that stuck in my brain was the surprise that Tears of the Kingdom didn't have a glider. But after thinking about it for a minute, I thought I understood the developer's rationale and decided to give my stream a mini TED Talk. I thought that the decision not to include a glider made sense from a game design perspective because it encourages the player to utilize the new game mechanics in interesting and novel ways. So it was a good choice. How foolish I was. One thing I did encounter was a bunch of NPCs telling me about the importance of going to the abandoned central mine. Taking the hint, I eventually left the depths to go find this mine and started at the spot that made the most sense to me, underneath Hyrule Castle. Hyrule Castle seemed pretty central, and it was the only big hole I could find, so I figured, why not? Getting down was a challenge, but I eventually figured it out. It became quite clear to me that I was in a high-level area, though I didn't think of what it actually was. The general lack of music made me feel like I stumbled upon some later game cave, and determined not to let the game tell me no, I pushed on, thinking to find some powerful weapons or items. I did eventually get deep enough to get some idea of where I was at. At this point, I had to ask my chat if this was the final boss area to make sure I don't accidentally do something stupid, and then it was time to hightail it out of there. I finally capitulated and figured it was time to at least start the main quest. Heading to Lookout Landing, I encountered Purah, now back to an adult and the #1 subject of artists worldwide, surpassing Zelda in her own game. Purah's instructions were very clear. Go to the shelter, rest on a bed, and then she would be ready to talk about the towers. I made a very strong effort to locate this shelter. Where's the soup kitchen? I saw it pan like, is it over here? I saw it pan over like this way. I thought the soup kitchen was like right over here. I was talking up there, like it panned and zoomed over this way. Is it outside? Well, maybe I don't have, maybe I could just like come back here later. Well, for the life of me, I couldn't find it. So I decided to just kill a day's worth of time before I could talk to Purah, and that's where the second journey through the depths began. Okay. I think I need to go get some more logs. Alright, we're in. There was no doubt in my mind that I was close to the central mine, and after stumbling for a bit, I found it. And auto-build awaited me. Koga was introduced, and I dispatched of him quite easily, but now I had a new objective: kill Koga. This journey through the depths lasted just as long, and I had to get a little creative to reach places. Woo! Let's go! Yes! Made it! Okay, electricity appears to take it out, which I guess makes sense. Yes! Got him! Battleship! Well, it's not really battleship. Alright, got him. After 2 more Koga battles, it was time to finally get out of the depths and head to Lookout Landing and finish the quest I had started. I imagine it's been enough time, so Purah better be done. It looks like a toilet. Embarrassed by the crushing reality that I was actually a complete idiot, I decided to venture a little deeper into the main quest, uncovering the glyphs found all over the world. At this point, I am about 15 or so hours into the playthrough, and surprisingly, I'm still having a wonderful time. It is no secret on my channel that I am generally not too fond of open world games. So why am I having a good time with this game? Well, I don't dislike every open world game, just the majority of them, because I feel, despite the game industry trend of making everything open world, not many games actually need it. The open world aspects often feel tacked on at the expense of an interesting story or gameplay scenarios relying on spectacle to carry the game. There are several important aspects of an open world game that all need to be present for me to actually enjoy it. I call them the 3 pillars of open world design. First, the story has to be structured in such a way that they can be experienced non-linearly and still be enjoyed. Second, the world must be interesting enough to warrant exploration. And lastly, and most importantly, traversal through the open world has to be fun and exciting. My graphics editing skills aren't the best, but I'll see if I can spruce this up a little. There we go, now that is looking sexy. Many games accomplish 2 or 3 of these goals, but it is incredibly rare to find ones that fit all 3. As you may have noticed in this playthrough, seemingly every 15 minutes I get distracted by a new thing to go do, a new area to find, or some formation that looks cool. Well, there's another board cube. Official chamber. While this is definitely subjective on what every individual player finds interesting, I don't think it is an understatement to say that Tears of the Kingdom is one of the best games at presenting interesting options to the player to explore. I mean, who saw one of these giant pits and didn't want to just jump down and see what was in there? Fun traversal is characterized by movement between point A and point B without just walking forward. I feel most open world games have incredibly boring movement where you have 2 options. You can run, or maybe you can ride on your horse. And that's largely all there is to it. By being able to climb almost anything in this game, by constructing zonai devices, shield surfing, and using everything in conjunction with the glider, it is just straight up fun to go places. Throughout this playthrough, I felt that any obstacle I came across, I could get around, something that wouldn't happen with artificial walls or little to no movement options. The story is the least important of the three pillars for me, but it's still a thing that must happen. And the story of Tears of the Kingdom, just like Breath of the Wild, is comprised of events that have largely already happened, with very little actually occurring during the present. This makes it simple in that no matter which direction you go, the way the story unfolds doesn't necessarily change. Well, for the most part. You see, back when I activated the first tower, I spotted one very interesting thing in the distance. A huge storm on the southern end of the map. And well, I had a new goal. The Thunderhead Isles were the most visually striking feature I saw, and with the glider in hand, I felt I could definitely manage to get there. Somehow. No! I was so close! Because of the poor visibility, I needed something akin to a walking stick to determine where land was. I figured out I could use the pin system, which automatically get placed on anything you are pointed at, whether you could see it or not. Remember that genius feeling Nintendo talked about? This is exactly that. And with this, I was finally able to land on the islands. Understand now. Taking the opportunity. Yes, okay, we made it. I pressed on aimlessly, not knowing what awaited me. I just really wanted to keep going. At the end, I found a big, huge door that had a health gate. Not afraid to back down, I've refocused my priorities on getting just enough health to pass through this door. Making my way around the map, taking on any shrine I could find, and running past literally everything else, I ran into Sidon, though this was no time for questing. I'll see him again soon enough, I'm sure. Remember how I said this game kept distracting me? Along the way, I found yet another interesting thing in the sky, and tried to get to it, but just didn't have enough juice. A few shrines later, and with a little bit more exploration, I came across a large battery, which had just enough juice to get me to the islands and all the way up. And up there, I found the first of many temples, the Water Temple. I would find out later that I sequence broke up here, but I still tried to beat it. Okay, I think I got it. Eventually, Chad informed me I was missing something, and so I went back to the shrine grind. That's 2 hearts, let's go get them. Is 10 enough? With enough health, I headed back and finally opened the door, and was met with a great mystery. Yo, we good. Yo. I feel so cheated. I feel so cheated. This was the first time I had ever been hard blocked from progressing, as I soon found out I needed to do a little bit more of the main quest before I could come back and after every quest completion, I eventually pushed through.
どうかそれを光の指し示す先へ。
Is this Goat Woman? This sequence just kept on surprising me and seemed to never end, but I did eventually reach the depths once more and found the Spirit Temple. Everything brings me back down to the depths, chat. Everything brings me back down here. Having been locked out of the Water Temple, I was certain that I would get locked out of this one, but I didn't. So I thought, oh, this must be the first temple I should have done because I can actually beat it. The entire Spirit Temple sequence is what made this game for me. From the incredible set pieces, puzzle reveals, the cage match, and the cutscene at the end, it was all so impressive, especially for a Zelda game. I knew completing the temples was the primary goal, so I had a benchmark now of what I needed to do. Completing the temple unlocked the quest to find the Master Sword, and, with mech in hand, I went right for it. The quest told me I could find more information about the Master Sword from the Deku Tree. I generally went and cleared out shrines along the way to whatever I went to, in case I ran into any more heart doors. That's not how I expected that to go. My plan for the Deku Tree was to activate the tower to the north of the Lost Woods and fly in. After the cutscene, however, I got distracted by a flower petal island in the sky that looked interesting and changed course. Oh shit! Hang on. I literally can't move. It's etched with ancient Hyrulean text. I can't read it. Oh my god. And this is where I encountered the air fryer. Ah, shit. But remember, this is Tears of the Kingdom, and if the game wanted to say no, I say yes. Heck you, game, you can't tell me what to do. Go, 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 get out! Oh, go, 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 go. Oh my god, go, you idiot! I spent way too much time trying to get past the air fryer because I just wanted to see what was on the other side. Yes! Coincidentally, this would lead me straight back to an area under the Lost Woods where a conveniently placed tower brought me back in. Yo, Deku Tree, I think I found your problem. You got a chasm in your gut. Aw, dang it, you got too close. Damn it. Oh, I let go. I actually let go. Okay. Get him out! The Master Sword was cool and all, and I couldn't wait to get it. But after saving the Deku Tree, I got a much better reward. So I'm guessing I probably should have come over here way earlier. After tracking the Master Sword down in the sky and successfully landed on the dragon, I thought I was done, but... How did you end up here? Pull it out, damn it! Shit, I need another stamina wheel. Well, back to the shrine grind. Damn it! That's the most disappointing results. No. I was hoping to launch him off. In there. Who is your god now? Surprise! A game is still a game, and it uses even numbers.
最後の希望
Oh, did she stick it in the dragon?
どうか
So Zelda went back in time, stuck a sword in a dragon. And then now we have the Master Sword. With the Master Sword in hand, it was finally time to go pursue other main story quests and search for more temples. The next temple I beat ended up being the Fire Temple, since I had run past an interesting area of the map during my journey through the air fryer earlier that I wanted to investigate after getting some flame resistance gear. During this journey, I finally figured out that Zonai charges weren't just for the gotcha machine to get Zonai devices, but could also be used to temporarily boost the battery. Coupled with me finally finding out how to upgrade the battery, I felt it was time to experiment and figure out how to quickly and cheaply navigate through the depths. After a few prototypes involving a cart, I figured out you could make an incredibly simple and efficient machine using just 2 fans and a steering stick. It took a bit to get it right, but when it went right, I had a flying machine that would never deteriorate and could take me practically anywhere. As for the Fire Temple itself, I quickly ran into the same problem as I did with the Water Temple and couldn't figure out how to progress. I eventually figured it out upon continuing the main story in the Goron village area to gather Yunobo to help me out. This dungeon did not win me over, and I greatly disliked the rail carts. Luckily, I can build Zonai devices in dungeons. Son of a bitch. Interestingly, the cutscene at the end of the dungeon was very similar to the one at the end of Spirit Temple, and unfortunately, this will not be the last time I see this same cutscene. Next up, the Gerudo area. Whee! I got baited by a Korok! There's a sandstorm, oh no. Such strange phenomena. Yo, what's up, ladies?
No
I'm excited to see what these Gibdos look like. I did not expect that. They look so silly. Oh my gosh. Probably not. The Sand Temple won me back after the lackluster Fire Temple, especially since I accidentally figured out you could skip the entire basement. Oops. I'm gonna go up anyway, see if there's something good under that bit of dust. Wait. Okay, no, it's not empty. We did it! And my reward for finishing the dungeon? The same cutscene again. Open world games often suffer from what I call the recursion point. These games, by their design, require an incredible amount of content to fill out the world, and it is unreasonable to ask that all of that content be unique. Early game is always magical because literally everything you see is new. The developers will take a vertical slice of everything the game has to offer in a tightly paced opener. Everything warrants exploration. A cave here, this weird boss in the distance, this giant hole in the ground, these sky islands over here. All of this is incredible the first time you see it. After some number of hours, the cracks start to show, where you fight the same enemy again. You pass 4 copies of the same boss, the exact same structure keeps appearing. You see a reuse of puzzles, it just gets so tiring. The recursion point is when the player starts noticing all of the copy-pasted content, and it starts to negatively impact the game. To its credit, Tears of the Kingdom lasted an incredibly long time before I started seeing enough repeats to start becoming tiresome. I think the biggest instance of this occurred after conquering the Wind Temple. In the depths, just below this region, there is a boss refight against Colgera, and literally right next to it, just a short jaunt to the east, there is another identical hole with, you guessed it, another Colgera. Coupled with seeing the same cutscene multiple times for each temple, I started to get a little tired of it, and I knew my time with the game would come to a close soon. Having gotten most of what I wanted out of the game, and found further exploration be tiring, it was time to grind the remaining quests and finish the game, starting with Water Temple, which carried me through to the end of the dungeon search. Or so I thought, because the game mentioned there's a possibility of another dungeon. Except I had already beat it. A couple monster battles and a brief refight against Phantom Ganon, and I knew I was at the final quest. At this point, I opened up the game to my chat room, who I gave the opportunity to tell me to do anything they wanted me to do before rolling the credits. What would you like me to go do? So here's the stuff I've done. So, we're on the final main quest. We've got, just so you all aware, these are the quests I have done. So I got this letter or whatever. Then we got some shrine quests. Here's the side quests. Complete the Dragon's Tears. Talk that NPC right there. Which NPC? Over here. Talk to that NPC right on the center platform. The center platform? Ah, this gentleman.
You!
Oh. I would have never found this. Oh, I was wondering where the beds were. Also, this is where the statue is. It's down here. This looks pretty sketch. Do the tears? We could go do the tears. Oh, hey, it's Tutorial Island. But it's on the ground. So she's the one who graffitied Hyrule. Oh my god. You know how long it's gonna take to clean that up? You know, just for that, I should just go slay the dragon. I don't think she'll mind. Look at the monstrosity. It's still trying. Go to the roof of the Temple of Time, the sky one. My dumb. I'm missing some gear. Oh, is it time to go depths hunting? I could go check out, was it Terrytown? Where was that? Oh, here it is. There it is, Terrytown. Who is Terry? And why does she deserve to have a town named after her? I don't remember a town being here in Breath of the Wild. So I guess this is added for Tears. Oh, I completed a quest. Need some more speed. Okay, that was a lot less than I was expecting. Alright. Next on the list. The ring and cack. Will they actually even let me go into it? I got nothing, Chad. I'm going to stop right here. Tell me where she is. I will hold on this screen until I get a direction. Northeast.
Or
Back down here. I don't. Where? Keep going down. Oh! Oh my god. The camera. Oh, you know, that makes sense. I didn't come here with the camera, so it probably just locked me out. All lit up. Ooh, fancy. Oh, there's new islands up there? Yes, I can actually see now. I can't tell which ones are new and which ones are old. This was the intended path for getting the Mineru mask? I figured that was just kind of like the intended challenge, doing stuff limited visibility. I think I already finished this one. I remember somebody wanted something done in Hateno Village. Was this it? Still need to figure out the mystery on Tutorial Island.
hi.
What? Dang, this would have been heckin' nice. I would have put these in every temple. um. Um. Yeah, that's me. Wait, was that it? That was so short. That doesn't explain that they still don't tell me why they just suddenly showed up according to everybody else. Have you done any newspaper stuff? Nope. I do not know what that is.
Wow.
Oh.
Sapo!
Where be the horse? Ah, there it is. Man. Oops. I didn't know horses could die. My God! Can I run it off a cliff? Damn it. Damn it! Alright. Now that that is done, after wrapping up the last items on the request list, it was time to return once more to the depths below Hyrule Castle. I never ended up being able to upgrade my armor, so this was all done at base armor and everything hurt. A lot. Oh my God, they're the most incompetent fighters. Unova hasn't even swung a sword yet. There's the fire dress, all right. That was pretty funny. That was really, yeah, that part just keeps extending. That was really funny. Wait, God damn it. I think this should be good. This will be good. I like how I've got this, like, this wiggly little master sword here. It's like I'm whacking with a dildo or something. All right. Dang, I missed. I tried to do this, the dive into it. I failed. Yeah, it looks like it was all fine. Oh, I've seen this movie. Okay, chat, I gotta know. I'm an idiot. I gotta know what happens if I do nothing. I gotta know. I'm gonna put the controller down. We're gonna see what happens. I gotta know. If I have to redo the whole Ganon fight, fine. But the music, it's like, and? Do it? It's repeating, it doesn't know what to do. Oh, we passed her. It looks like we're not moving. There she is. Yeah, we're stuck. Let's get it. We have figured it out. We have broken the game. There we go. Oh. All right, we did it. Time. And with that, peace was once again brought to the land of Hyrule. For sure this time. No, really. I cleared 24 out of the 60 side adventures, 14 out of 31 shrine quests, and probably no surprise to anyone since I am allergic to filler, 5 out of 139 regular side quests complete. I had one final goal to complete. Fill out the character profile screen because there is one person missing and I just had to meet him, according to my chat. Though I had no idea since I never did his side quest in Breath of the Wild, apparently. It looks like I need to do just a tad bit more of this game to 100% it, that I may or may not do on my own time. But for now, it is time to bring Tears of the Kingdom to a close. Overall, I was very, very impressed for what it accomplished as an open-world game, given the limitations of the Switch hardware as well as it being a reused map. I'm still astonished that anything in this game actually worked, and it really is an incredible accomplishment. Thank you all so much for watching as always, and I will see you next month, where we'll be taking a closer look at another, yet much older Zelda game.